Good morning. I assume because I've been working in the unseen worlds for close to 30 years and asking lots of questions from those who see from that perspective that we don't, I, along with many, have been asked, what's about this coronavirus? Was it manufactured? Is it of the dark forces? Is it going to escalate and entrap us? Is that the design? Is that the plan behind this virus? My answer is probably. Probably. Will it happen? That's a bigger question. But the reason I say probably is because in '89, when I asked to know the cause of what was entrapping humanity, I was shown that there are societies, I'll call them societies, collectives in spirit, spiritual collectives, that have chosen agendas, intentionally chosen, to dominate, to control, and to use any means to do that, to use others. It's called parasites, parasitic by nature. So they have been with us on this planet since human beings began being on this planet, at least 600,000 years ago. Are they here now? Well, of course they're here now. They were here at the beginning. That's why I say, is this artificially created? Well, is this experience something that's going to bring greater good? Is it causing greater good? Well, we're going to get greater good out of it because we're going to choose that. But ultimately, it's doing a lot of damage. And that is not part of a divine agenda of love, but it's certainly part of an agenda to cause weakness, control, fear, etc. So, yeah, of course, there's influences there from those forces we might call dark forces, or some people call them the Illuminati. You know, if you get into conspiracy, they have lots of names. They've been around from the beginning. And that's what I was shown. And when I asked my spiritual team, how can I go to learn to identify them or the cause? I didn't know what it was then yet. The cause, and remove that cause so that humanity can restore itself to wholeness. They told me, that's not what's being done on the planet. If you want to do that, we'll have to teach you and restore information to you, which is what they have done. They told me, don't read anything, don't go to lectures, don't buy books. It's not there. Because those with that agenda have hidden truths, have spread lies, have mind controlled from the beginning. So, of course, what do you do about it? That's always my question. So we have a lot of people saying, oh, the dark and the Illuminati and, mind control. And I go like, of course, what do you do about it? Are they teaching you what to do about it, or are they just telling you that it's there? Earhart said, to know is the booby prize. I know it's there. You know it's there. You see it. You see the impact of something that is dangerous, something that is destroying our planet, our forests, our environment. It's destroying our families. So what do you do about it? And that's the bigger question. So first of all, wear your darn masks, stay indoors, keep yourself safe, stop being part of the possibility of spreading, because something exists here, whether it was put here by what I call the outsiders of domination, it's here. So be safe, keep others safe, don't be afraid. Do what you need to do until whatever influence is there, if it's a seasonal thing, passes. But most importantly, recognize that whatever caused the virus, whatever causes pernicious capitalism, whatever causes and allows sex abuse of children, is of domination agenda. And it began in energy as a thought, a concept, a broadcasting. So it can be changed in energy. That's the unseen. And there are teams in the unseen world who know exactly what to do and how to do it. But the law here on this earth says those in the unseen, not in physical body, do not have the right to move us around. We in physical body have the right to call for specific types of help, all kinds of help. If we knew it, which we have been told we don't, but we do. We can call for the help of those prepared, refined, skilled to do what needs to be done in all aspects of life. And I promise you that because I've experienced it for 30 years in relationship to energies coming from domination. That's it's a unique niche. Those agendas, those energies, those harmonics, those songs, whatever name you give them, concepts from which cultures manifest, from which armies manifest, from which organizations of control manifest, can be changed by removing that energy of outsiders. And how do you do that? Put on your big boots, stand firm and say, basically, I own the space of this planet. I am in a human bodysuit. I own the space of this planet. And because I own the space of this planet, I am going to decide who can be here, who cannot be here. And those that can be here and remain here are those that are creating good and benefit and generosity and amazing solutions for the entire web of life. Those are who can be here. Who cannot be here, who is not acceptable, not allowed. Any energy agendas coming from domination, from control, from abuse, which is all forms of the same thing. Those that are parasitic cannot be here, bottom line. So then as you go through the day and you go like, oh my word, that situation, let's use the situation of the refugee camps. The refugee camps are on your planet. It's like within your body. It's like this gaping wound on your body, and you're just going to let it sit there? I don't think so. So what do? In the spiritual worlds, there are a team, expansive team, and I call them the PTO. It's not an acronym. I just named it PTO in the mid-90s when I was warned I needed to learn enough to be safe. PTO. I just named it. It is composed of a group of intelligent beings who had never been contaminated or owned by the outsider dominations. So because they could sense it, and immediately they acted and said, boundaries are in place, you may not be in our space. So they never allowed, never were deceived. And so they knew how to identify vibrations coming from agendas of domination at any subtle frequencies. So they're part of the team. Identify. When they identify, they mark it and neutralize the vibration, neutralize the plan, neutralize the weaponization. Then they can begin to pull all the energies with all of its tentacles, devices, formed, broadcasting towers, whatever form they seem to be in, can pull it into this contained space that is being held by what I call the Plutonians. They're just from a very clear, powerful home beyond Earth, and they will hold space. Nobody's getting out. While these beings comb through and identify and pull in, neutralize the outsider or domination energies. Okay? And then they can move them back to their home of origin, back where they came from, off planet, out of our galaxy, to be retained there because that agenda is now ended. They cannot come back. They cannot float around. They are back. They now have to rethink and re-choose the best thing we can do for them. And then the third part of the team is what I call the TAG Healing Collective. It is a group of healing modalities all coalesced around my work called the TAG System of Transformation. So it's an extensive team effort to again move through that same space, to begin to heal negative karma, to begin to rebalance, restore, etc. Anything that's damaged, so that the energy recalibrates back to its original divine frequency. One of my dear friends, Cinda Stevens Lonsway, would at this point say, think pink. Fill that space with pink. Feel that space with deep purple. That's the color of the TAG system's work. Deep, think pink is a system of that love. PTO. So when you question, like, oh, this something feels off in that person. Something is certainly not what I want on my planet. Destroying trees? I don't think so. Causing bees to die? I don't think so. Chemicals that destroy our insect population? I don't think so. Food supply that is poisoning my children? I don't think so. Surround it and name it. Food, non-healthy supply of food for families, contain it. I own the food supply. I own it, and it is healthy. It benefits all. It grows lusciously, totally supported. What is in place that is not PTO, this contaminated food supply, is not acceptable. Then they can come in, start removing the energies that have allowed formalizations, etc., to neutralize that from the space, creating a sovereignty. In other words, the sovereignty is a space in which we then can heal our negative or imbalanced or diseased energy without the outsiding domination, control, generating more. I hope that's clear. Use those tools. PTO, not acceptable. Discernment. You own the world. It's your body. Refugees camps, not. Poisoned food, not. Violence in the home, not. You see? Begin taking back your power. Begin understanding the bigger picture. Knowing that there is a possible conspiracy and weaponized and created to harm going on isn't enough. Of course, it's here. It's been here for 600,000 years. Start removing it. Okay. Hope that gives you hope, and I hope that gives you power. It's not about a fight. You look into the eyes of that which is trying to frighten you back into submission and say, not acceptable, not allowed. Back to your home. Any questions, you can always get a hold of me. Blessings.